Escape from Planet Earth. This movie seems like your cheap animated flick made for the kiddies, but if you look at it closer, you'll see that it's a much bigger mess than you can ever imagine. I don't mean by the movie itself, but what the filmmakers had to go through to make this was a true nightmare. Not only was there a big lawsuit against the Weinstein Company for this film, but the production went on for around 6 or 7 years. They had to rewrite the script a total of 17 times, hiring people like Kevin Bacon and Ralph Guggenheim just to throw them out of production in the end, Harvey Weinstein having absolutely no clue what to do with this. The list goes on. Usually, a production that has a lot of issues will lead to a movie with a lot of issues. And knowing how the Weinstein Company usually treats their animated films, how bad did they screw this one up? Let's just get this over with. The story. Okay, imagine a film like Mars Needs Moms or Planet 51. Now, try to suck out any trace of originality from them, and you pretty much get this. The story is so predictable and super generic that it reached a whole new level. I don't think I can even consider this generic. It's actually more in the lines of basic. This is just your typical Cain and Abel story where the weak and nerdy guy has to beat the odds and save his popular, strong, but dumber brother. That's it. They try to add in some random stuff like the prisoned aliens and the subplot involving Gary's wife and son being captured in his home planet, but they just end up being filler, and from how predictable the main story is, it feels like they're just delaying the story for nothing. I will admit that there was one part that was interesting, that the aliens are the reason why we have today's technology like social networking, touchscreens, cell phones, and even computer animation. But too bad that was drifted away to be a series of pop culture gags. How many times was this movie rewritten again? 17? Yeah, I think it needs a few more. The animation. You'd think that there would be at least some creativity in an alien movie, but somehow, this film found a way to make it look generic as well. The animation just looks boring and gives us nothing unique or interesting to look at. It's like we've seen everything what they've designed before. We've seen the round spaceships, we've seen the blue aliens, we've seen what's in Area 51. We have seen it all. It's not like other animated films where they bring us to new worlds or mysterious places we have never been. They just throw us random designs they could find in Saturday morning cartoons and place them as their own. What's worse is that it doesn't even look good. This looks like it was made as a student film more than a major animated feature. They don't bother with details, everything is just basic. Now, I am fully aware that this is from Rainmaker Entertainment, the company responsible for the first ever computer animated TV shows like Reboot and Beast Wars, and I will say that they have greatly evolved since then. I will give them credit that the character animation and the effects look good enough for a movie in theaters, and sometimes they do make the film look colorful, but it's not enough to make it visually appealing. They can make something great, they just need better designers. What's the point if you're good at making the animation move when you can't even make it look good in the first place? The characters. Obviously, with a dull story and boring animation comes uninteresting characters, right? Well, not exactly. Not only are the characters uninteresting, but they're also generic, stupid, useless, and in some cases, annoying. Plus the fact that they don't give them any development or personality, they're all just one-dimensional. The main character, Gary, is an uninteresting and unpopular nerd character. I don't really care or remember much about this guy, so next! Scourge is this egotistical rock star type character that's actually dumber than the movie portrays him to be. And I mean that in a bad way. It's like he doesn't learn anything from being an idiot throughout the movie, and you just want to smack him so he can open his eyes for 1 second. Then we have General Shanker, who fails miserably as a villain because they try to make him more like his voice actor, William Shatner, than being an actual threat to the main characters. And then there are the prisoned aliens, who I swear are just there to show that there are more aliens than just the blue ones. I think they're supposed to be the comedy reliefs, but they don't have any personality, do anything to serve the plot, nor do anything funny during the whole thing. I think the closest to do an attempt of that is the hairy big-eared one, and that guy is not even funny. But at least they're not as bad as Gary's wife and son, Kira and Kip. Not only do they waste the movie's time and they're not even interesting to know about in the first place, but also they get annoying on how cliched they are, especially Kip. The movie already has a wound from its unoriginality. It doesn't help that the characters are just adding salt to it. Are we seriously starting a new year with this? Escape from Planet Earth is not only a terrible movie, but it has to be one of the most dull and generic animated films I've ever seen. The story is very basic and unengaging, the animation can be good, but the designs are too plain and unoriginal, and you can only either not care or hate the characters. This is something that nobody should watch. In fact, I highly recommend avoiding this movie. Even if you're someone who likes crap like Space Chimps. I wouldn't even recommend this to children how stupid and bad this is. Letting your kids watch this would be considered bad parenting. Time to take out the trash indeed! This crap definitely deserves the AniMat's seal of garbage!